The idea of making an abrupt change in life, such as going to work for 40 years and receiving a paycheck, to now stopping work and no longer getting one, certainly requires a lot of faith. Faith that the money coming in the front door will be able to cover that which is going out the back door, and faith that in the process in retirement you won't one day run out of money. Fortunately for our clients, our well-trained retirement planning staff is continually meeting the needs of our more than 3,000 clients by making sure their worries are taken care of and that we are doing all we can to be sure that they are worry-free in retirement. Incidentally, after meeting with all these savers, I've discovered that the two biggest concerns for those considering retirement are as follows. Number one, what to do with all their free time, and number two, knowing for certain how much money they can spend from their 401k plan in retirement. Yet, this abrupt change in life of no longer receiving a paycheck from your employer and now having to create one from your 401k is reason to understand why a lack of faith in one's future to be worry-free is the real deal. In other words, with any serious decision in life that requires a leap of faith, there's one key ingredient that must be in place before you leap, and that's your faith. Whether it's the leap of faith required to quit work and retire, or the leap of faith required to stop following the ways of the world and instead start following God. So here's what faith looks like as defined by God. Let's turn to Hebrews 11:1 for help, where it simply says, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction, or I like to say the certainty, of things not seen. That's it. Pretty simple. And as we think about our retirement and the faith or lack thereof in maintaining a steady paycheck throughout retirement, one key word found in this definition is the word certainty. You see, for a saver to be worry-free in retirement, there must be some measure of certainty baked into the financial plan. The need for certainty is why I suggest savers who are retired or nearing retirement not put so much of their money in the stock market, because it's due to the uncertainty that the stock market holds. Yes, even the uncertainty of what an election year might bring. It's a fact. If you want to create more worry in the future, just create more uncertainty in the things you're trying to do today. The goal of the worry-free retirement process, it requires you to reduce or even try to eliminate things with your money that we know create this feeling of uncertainty. It's the planning aspect of what we do that hopefully keeps our clients' 401ks and IRAs and other retirement accounts in check so that they quickly don't overnight become 201ks. You know, what the Bible reminds us of is this. To have hope in the future, there must be a measure of certainty that requires faith because of what is not yet seen but what we know will happen. And Hebrews 11:1 reminds us that we serve a complicated God who is not yet seen, but by His grace gives us a path to follow through the seen and visible pattern set by His Son, Jesus Christ. Yet we are always reminded that as we scratch and fight our way through the trials and tribulations of this thing called life, our faith in the finished work of Christ will constantly be tested by the things we see. That's just part of the gig. You know, the Apostle Paul struggled with the same thing, where he had to remind himself that hope that is seen is no hope at all. For who hopes for what he can already see? Knowing that his hope must rely on things not seen did not deter Paul in his faith. No, he simply acknowledged that in order to keep the faith, he had to fix his eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. Paul knew that what is seen, that's the things of the world, are temporary, but what is unseen, well, those are the things of God. Those are the eternal things that, my friend, you and I can take to the bank.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed that video. If you'd like, check out these other clips. And be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button for more videos.